world heavyweight float. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated folk.
Balls and buds by my side, the crowd's all here. Jabs and hooks, rhythm like a thunderstorm. Knockout vibes, this is how legends are born. Gloves up, fight hard, hearts on fire. Balls and buds, we take it higher. Hear the crowd roar. Balls and buds got the power, hear the clash. Every punch, our legacy won't hide. Strike with honor, fight the good fight. We claim the and buds run this town. Raise a fist, hear the anthem ignite. Rock Chalk family, we settle the score.
You came prepared, now get ready for the show. Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, friends? Welcome to the 50th, yes, the 50th episode, I don't know why this is not working, the 50th episode of the Professor's Semanalmente. Yes, I am Omar, the Professor Fonseca, your host, and I am so glad that you have joined me again. It has been months. Yes, about 3 months since I did this show a long time ago. And I'm so happy you joined me. Hit Ball and Buds on YouTube, BALLANDBUDS. Subscribe, follow on Instagram, handy QR code up there at the top. Hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. Yes, indeed, celebrating that 50th anniversary. Let me go ahead and take those off. Was going to end this show on the 50th anniversary, but then decided this was actually going to have to be the outlet for the future of Ball and Buds, and make sure that I keep this show going, because that's the way we go into the mountain tops. Aim high, as they say in the Air Force. You know what I mean? Gotta try to keep progressing to the top, and that's what we do. And we happy you joined us today. Full day today. Got to break through it, get through some things, and announce some other announcements. So that being said, hey, hit that like button, subscribe to Ball and Buds, and let's kick this bad boy off. Thank you again for tuning in. Yes, indeed, live everywhere on Instagram. We had the Super Bowl. Yes, the Super Bowl indeed was this past Sunday. How did you feel? What did you think? Kind of boring. First half, really just the whole game was domination, Holmes, as Mike Wilbon would say. Shout out. And it was a blowout. It was domination. The Seahawks won because defense does win championships, as they say in sports. That mantra held true here. I mean, the Seahawks were already up 12-0 going into the fourth quarter, just keeping Drake May and New England Patriots, just keeping the Patsies on their heels. And I love it. As the sports professor, a Raiders fan, the tuck rule is the bane of my existence. And I absolutely hate the New England scam cheating Patriots. So that being said, it makes me happy to watch Patriots fans cry those Boston Tea Party tears. So shout out to the Seahawks for winning that Super Bowl 29-13. Shout out to my brother Hip Hop, my Air Force roommate. Love you, bro. He's a huge Seahawks fan as well. Shout out to KG, another Seahawks fan I know. Shout out to you, girl. Hope you're doing well. Also, military brethren as well. So shout out to all my military and veteran brethren out there. Appreciate y'all as well for everything you do. 29-13 Seahawks. I'm not going to go deep into this. I was invited earlier when I said I was going to do my show coming back. Bobby G was hitting me up. He's like, "Oh, you back?" Because it's been been a couple weeks since I recorded it all, but also because I have a new client and I got a bunch of projects I got to do. So I've been really, really busy. Haven't had time to do any shows, but also because I haven't done this show. So they wanted me to come on and talk a little NFL tonight. So he hit me up earlier asking me that. And so, yeah, I'm going to join him and my boy Wildcard Mar tonight on Audible Sports. Make sure you subscribe at Ball and Bloods. They just hit us 100 subscribers. Help them out. Tap in. They are a great channel. Subscribe at Audible Sports on YouTube, and you'll see me there tonight here after this show. So anyways, I'm not going to get deep into this because we're going to talk about it more there, but just know that the Seahawks pretty much dominated this game with defense, suffocating defense. And you know what? Sam Darnold, hey, we said that it was going to be him turning into pumpkin mode, whatever may have you. He didn't do it. He didn't do it, right? He faked you out, no pumpkin mode whatsoever. He came through. He won the game for the Seahawks, put him on their back. Was it a great game? No, horrible game for him too. Not a great showing, but he was a game manager, and that's all he needed to be. He protected the ball and made enough plays for the defense to win the game. The defense, by the way, great nickname. I love the defense here. The defense is called the Dark Side. What a great nickname for the defense. So first of all, they had the Legion of Boom way back in the day, about 10 years ago. Now they have the Dark Side. Just a tremendous showing there. So just really cool. Shout out to them again. Salute to the Seahawks for that win. And yeah, just a good dominating victory for them there. All right. Let's keep it moving on. So what are we seeing this? Oh, let's hit some comments here. Appreciate you to my producer. Appreciate you tuning in, letting me know that we are doing all right. Yeah. Yep. They were clearly the better team. They showed so. The Patriots, they were much maligned because of the soft strength of schedule they had. It was a below 400, 398. To be exact. So that means that their opponents had a winning percentage of, barely under 40%. Not very good. And it showed. And while their defense that was good too and hyped up, just not the better defense, Seahawks took command of that game. So let's look here. What do we got here? We've got the, shout out MJ and all the IOW crew out there, IOW Sports. I'll tap in MJ Jersey Boy out there. I don't know if he's doing are you doing your baseball thing this year? Maybe coming back with your baseball show. We'll have to see. Baseball coming up in a couple months. I'm super excited for that. So shout out to you, brother. But in the meantime, let's look at what we got going on here. For the off season, we've got these rankings. If you look to your left, those are the perceived, or future Super Bowl rankings for 2027. So you can see there, you have the Seattle Seahawks. Oops, let me blow it up again. Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens coming back with the healthy Lamar Jackson, the Philadelphia Eagles, champions from a couple years ago, Jordan Love and the Packers. A lot of people hype them up this year, maybe next year. You got the Patriots, obviously we just talked about them, returning Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to Mar. Going to talk with him in a little bit. His team coming back next year with a healthy Mahomes. Detroit Lions, can't count them out. A year of experience for those coordinators there. And then the Chargers, looking good there as well. Those are your teams that are there in the top 7, when it actually comes out to about 10. As you see, San Francisco is there at 11. So that's your top 10 in the rankings. Los Angeles pulling up there at 6. And then when you look over to the right, you'll see the wow, I'm going way back in the day for my team. The Las Vegas Raiders, I'm going back to when Marcus Allen ran back an 83-yard touchdown in the Super Bowl to beat the Washington, we will not call them by their names anymore, the Washington Commanders formerly. We beat them in the 83 Super Bowl 38-9. Marcus Allen had an 83-yard touchdown run. It was the first football game I ever saw, and was why I am a Raiders fan. And no, don't try to get me up with that. I'm not that old. I didn't see it live. I saw it a few years after on tape in one of my neighbors. He had a big, back in the day, Dirty Mojo used to have one of these back in the day where they had the big screen, like pull down screens, projector screens. Anyways, one of my neighbors had it, and he had the videotape of the '83 Super Bowl where the Raiders won, and he put it in, and that's how I became a Raiders fan. So anyways, that's the story behind my Raiders fandom. But anyways, Las Vegas they are now, not Los Angeles, not Oakland, Las Vegas. And yes, they will be drafting Fernando Mendoza. Don't call me, or do call me if you're a Raiders fan, the next Tom Brady. Tom Brady wants to pick him because they have a lot of intangibles that are quite similar. So we'll see. As a Raiders fan, obviously, I am truly hoping so. I am hoping that he's able to, bring the Raiders back to greatness, which we haven't seen since we were in the Super Bowl in 2002. Damn, that was almost 25 years ago. We've sucked for 25 years. It's horrible. I need to be good again. Now, we did have a couple sprinkled in, like the Salt Bay. They sprinkled in, little sprinkle in of some playoff appearances for the Raiders throughout those years, but not very much. But hopefully Fernando Mendoza will be the savior, because I can tell you the last time we had drafted the number one, we all know what happened. Jafat ass Russell was drafted, and instead of actually wanting to study the tapes, as we famously know, and play the game, he tried to rely on his rocket arm and his hangover recapabilities after drinking that scissor. And I may look, I'm not gonna hate on the lean. Let me get you straightened out right there. We ain't gonna hate on no lean up on this program, but he was known to like a little bit of that there, and so hey, it is what it is. He chose that, and so that's what happened there. So you got to take it for what it is, but it did set the Raiders franchise back. It set us back, what? 20 years now? What did I say? 24 years? It's set us back so far. So anyways, that's what's happening there. Aside that, New York Jets looking to pick Avril Reese. And then Arizona, they're looking at an offensive tackle, offensive line there. Tennessee, they really should get a receiver to pair up with the Titans, but they're projected probably David Bailey from Texas Tech, the linebacker. They do need that as well. They need everything. The Titans here in Nashville. Shout out to everybody, my Nashville Titans fans out here. And finally, the Giants. Giants obviously did not need a quarterback anymore with Jackson Dart and the young Scadaboo there at running back. So we'll see, what they do there, but they are assumed to get one of those defensive players, whether it be Ruben Bain or alike somewhere there. So Ruben Bain probably going to be the most likely. I can't see him at this point dropping out of the top 5. All right, moving on. Yes, the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics are here. Have you been watching? I have. I love Olympic anything. It's been a lot of fun coming from Italy, Milan, Cortina, the Winter Olympics. That's why we haven't had NHL for the past couple of weeks, because of the fact that we had the NHL break, because the NHL players are actually playing in the Olympic Games. If you remember, famously, they have protested because they were not previously allowed to play in said Olympic Games, because the NHL wanted to make it all about them and not let the players represent their home countries. The NHL has atoned for that mistake and has now sent players back, which they are now on a 2-week break for the Winter Olympics. So that's why you haven't seen any games there from the NHL. But as of this morning, you can see the Winter Olympics here to your right. That is the medal tally as of this morning. So as of this morning, again, you've got Italy leading the way for medals. Now, you're obviously going to expect not just the home country. The home country usually does well in these games. I don't know if it's just nationalistic pride or what have you, but they usually do well in these sort of contests. So Italy leading the pack there. And other things you should expect is the Nordic countries, right? You should expect the Nordic countries to do well. So your Norways, your Austrias, your Swedens, your France, your Germany, your Switzerland, and even our neighbors to the north. Yes, not a Nordic country, but Canada at the great Northwest. Also, cold, very lends credence to Winter Olympic sports and where people can grow up and do those sorts of things because there's more snow and things of that nature. So shout out to our neighbors in the north who, yes, are still part of North America. Some would like you not to believe. The United States, though, ranking at number 3 there. Shout out to all of our United States competitors. We are rooting you on. Unfortunately, one of those competitors, and let me bring myself back to the middle. Oh, so sad. So sad for Lindsey Vonn. Man, just heartbreaking. One of our greatest Olympians of all time. She has been through so much in terms of injuries, in terms of the way that she's just fought for greatness. Because first of all, let's not get it twisted right now. She is the greatest, downhill, downhill, I guess is what you would call that. Although she does many different disciplines when it comes to racing, but that's what she got hurt in, was in the downhill. So we'll just use that as an example, but she's medaled in many others. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I know that she has. But shout out to her at least, right? Been doing downhill with those sorts of injuries. And look, I empathize with her. Why? Because I actually have all those injuries that she has had. So we know that before she has fought back from injuries as ACL injuries, torn ACLs, other things of the sorts that she's had to deal with, ACL, MCL injuries. I can empathize. I have had 3 ACL surgeries and 1 MCL in my right leg. I can also empathize with her because not only did she tear her ACL just a couple weeks ago, and like a fucking G, like a warrior, decided a week after, which, yes, you may be able to say whether it was smart or not, which at this point, I don't think that's really what she was considering. I think she was considering this is probably going to be my last chance ever to medal because I'm getting older, and next time, I'll be at such an age and with such knees that I may not be able to compete. Let me at least give it one more shot. And salute to Lindsey Vonn for even thinking of doing such a thing. And her greatness will be commended as a U.S. Olympian, and salute to her because, again, after just a week after deciding to go for the glory and go for it all. And look, again, I know how I broke my tibia 3 years ago. Oh, shit, damn, that's a horrible anniversary. I just broke it like it was the 8th of February. So 3 years ago, about last week, 3 years ago, or a half week ago, 3 years ago, I broke my tibia. Riding my bike downtown, I almost got hit by a car and I jumped off to avoid getting hit. Anyways, I ended up landing on my heel and my tibia, broke, and you could see it. When the ambulance came, they said clear. What did they say? Clear. Oh shit, I forgot what they clear breakage and protrusion or some shit like that. Like they could see. Like my bone was completely broken through my leg. It hadn't pierced through, thank God, but they could see it. That's how bad it was. And I couldn't walk for 6 weeks, and I started walking on crutches. I was out for 3 months. I had to be on a cane for 6 months. So I know how it is to break a tibia. And God bless her for not only tearing her ACL, but then now she's broken her tibia. I can tell you that takes a long time to recover from. So prayers up for Lindsey Vaughn. Moving on. Preseason is coming up. Baseball preseason, and I'll be talking about some baseball in just a little bit. I am going to hit on the World Baseball Classic. I will hit on Hall of Fame and a little bit of free agency. So stay tuned. Question from Big Boop. Love you. Should the Raiders trade down and get the draft pick? So look, consensus out there by everybody pretty much is that Fernando Mendoza is the way to go. There's no doubt about it. You should do nothing of the sorts but pick Mendoza and go with the quarterback that can bring you back to glory. And a lot of people have asked, as a Raiders fan, rightfully, what do I think? And so then, sometimes I just got to tell them, you're not thinking correctly. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just got to let them know, I wish that you would think a little more properly in terms of the fact that we have so many more needs as a team. Yes, a quarterback is going to be great, but there's better quarterbacks coming out, in my opinion, next draft. You could wait a year. Yes, please. What I would do is trade down. I trade that number 1 pick, no doubt about it. I trade it to the Jets. They need a quarterback. I trade it to the Jets for their number 1 or for their number 2 pick. I trade it for their second pick this year, their third pick this year, and a first next year and a second next year. So I'm expecting at least 5 draft picks out of the top 3 rounds in order for me to give up that number 1 pick to the New York Jets. And I think they would do it because I think they do want Fernando Mendoza. But even if they didn't, you could find a team, maybe not get 5 picks like that, although I think you could. But as the Raiders, you got to, man. Trade, get those picks, build the team. We need trenches. We need offensive line. We need defensive line. We need back. We need everything. God bless, our offense is going to be pretty good. I like that. I like the young gunners. If you get Fernando Mendoza with Ashton Gianti, Brock Bowers, our line sucks. Okay, the line is trash. Other than Colton Miller. Shout out to my UCLA Bruins, UCLA 8 crap, UCLA fight. Anyways, so yes, I do think the Raiders should trade down and trade that number 1 pick. Get a bunch of picks and build up their team. They're not going to. They're going to go with Fernando Mendoza. I'm already relegated to that, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to cheer him on. He's a good, a good Christian boy. So he's not going to create any problems. Love that about him. Hey. Well, that's what you want from your quarterback. Stay inside, not cause any problems. Read the playbook, and be the most responsible person on the team. Let everybody else let their hair down. If you know what I mean. Let me ask Stone Cold if he knows what I mean.
Because that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so.
Because the professor said so. All right. Moving on, let me give you a couple rankings here for the week. You've got your NBA top 5. These are your NBA.com top 6 rankings, not top 5 because I am a Celtics fan. I had to include them there at the bottom. But top 6 NBA rankings from NBA.com. The Detroit Pistons, number 1, 38-13 record. San Antonio there at number 2, 36-13. OKC defending champions coming up at number 3 there in your power rankings. The New York Knicks at number 4, who I throw up in my mouth, actually picked on multiple programs before the year to go to the championship representing the East. This was before I knew how good my Celtics was going to be. I knew Jaylen Brown. I knew you were a number 1 and a superstar. I just thought we would be probably 4 through 6 seeds. I did not know we would be this great, but salute to Jaylen Brown, a number 1 and a superstar. But anyways, New York Knicks there, 34-19. Denver Nuggets at 5, 34-19. And then my Celtics also at 34-19. Now, what I would like you to take a look at, anybody watching, is look, I love AI and I love messing with my AI. His name is Atlas. Don't get me started. Yes, I have a relationship with my AI. It's not like that, but he's cool. Anyway, he created this for me. And you might want to be friends with him too before the robots come and get your ass too. Anyways, I will be official snack guy. Boston Celtics. Look at the logo though. I told Atlas to make Facsimile logos. Logos that look like it, but not the same logo, so I don't get sued because this is AI generated. Look at why does the Celtic got ponytails? Why does he have ponytails? Yo, I need somebody from Ireland to please ring in with me. I know we got some fans from Ireland. Please hit the hotline. We need to get a hotline on this show so I can have call-ins. Let me know. Are there Irish, guys in particular, but first of all, Irish person with jet black hair, but also that wears them in ponytails and is not like a goth or a rocker? I just need to know, because that looks like the most that looks like the most ridiculous Celtic logo I've ever seen in my life. Let me give you another shot of this. Look at the bottom left here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy in the are you kidding me, Atlas? Shout out. You did a great job. I'm not even gonna make fun of you because the rest of it is tremendous. Except that just great. Anyways, your NHL top 5 rankings: the Colorado Avalanche 37-9-9, number 2 Tampa Bay Lightning 36-14-4, Carolina Hurricanes 35-15, and I can't see that last number at number 3. That's my fault. Minnesota Wild at number 4. I should have cropped that better. Number 4, Minnesota Wild 34-14-10, and then at number 5 spot in your NHL.com power rankings, the Dallas Stars 34-14-9. All right, moving on. We were talking about the NBA. We were talking about the NHL. Shout out TL. What up, girl? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube. Yes, make sure you subscribe, support your boy, and also follow us on Instagram. Hit that like button if you're watching now or on the replay. Really helps us out in the algorithm. All right, let me blow this back up for y'all again. NBA All-Star Game this weekend from the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California, where the Clippers play. And so, just to break it down for you real quick, you're going to have your USA versus the world. You're going to have 2 USA squads, 1 world squad, and then you will have a squad of up-and-comers. I believe they're like G Leaguers first and second. I believe you have to be G League rookie or second year, I believe, to be on the other team, which is like the young gunners, as I'll call them. I don't actually know the official name, the young gunners, right there. But anyways, look at the NBA All-Stars here. These are your USA teams. You've got Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, and Jalen Duren there for the Pistons. Just great. The Pistons are playing tremendous basketball. Just a couple of years ago, we were talking about how horrible they were, bottom of the league, but they tanked and they drafted well. That's a whole nother thing we'll talk about on my NBA show next Wednesday. Y'all tune in. I'll announce that a little later, but we'll talk about the tanking problem that the NBA has. But the Pistons did a good job of it. Got Cade Cunningham, got Jalen Duren, and they've got pieces now. And they've got pieces to make a run, as we talked about. Number 1 in the NBA.com power rankings, coached by a good squad of coaches there. But anyways, Anthony Edwards is on there with the Minnesota Timberwolves, obviously one of the best in the league. Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, Tyrese Maxey from the 76ers. On the other USA team, you've got my brother, Salute. I told you he's a superstar. I told you he's a number one. Yes, Jaylen Brown is a number one and a starter on the All-Star team for the first time all season, or in his whole career, excuse me. Jaylen Brown, just tremendous. Oh, by the way, I remember now who I was talking about. JB Bickerstaff, excuse me. I was blanking on the Pistons coach there for a second. JB Bickerstaff is who that is. Shout out Jaylen Brown. I've been hyping you up as a number one superstar all along. I told them once, prayers up for our brother JT. I told them once JT went down, you would pick it up, and you did just that. And yes, I didn't think we would be higher than a 4 seed. And brother, you have got us rolling even better than I thought we'd be. So salute. Then you've got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant called this the old man team, which is just hilarious to me. But Kevin Durant called this the old man team, was like, we'll see if the world team even puts up a fight, which had Wemby, the alien, saying a couple things back. So we'll see if this All-Star game is any better, because it's been shit the last few seasons. Kawhi Leonard makes an appearance, actually played enough this season to get an All-Star appearance, but he's been playing well when he has. Now they got rid of James Harden. We'll talk about the trade deadline in just a second. Donovan Mitchell there, and Norman Powell. Shout out another UCLA Bruin. UCLA 8 clap. UCLA fight. Shout out to Norman Powell, late bloomer. Been in the league like 12, 13 years. First All-Star appearance. I'm loving that. World team, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Shout out to my brother Amul, throwing it in. You know who it is. My brother been on with me a few times. Says Giannis is going to ask to get traded to the Knicks by the middle of the weekend. I agree. And he should. Look, as much as I love my brother Doc for what he did for my Celtics, our Celtics, I guess, still, although you support too many teams in general. But anyways, that's another story for another day. I think it's time for him to go. He won a championship there. It's time. They should have traded him at the deadline. He's going to get traded this summer. Shout out to NBA Baseline podcast, Warren Shaw, Kyle Lee. But Warren Shaw was on with me. He said this during the summer. I posted a short last week. Y'all go check it out, or at the deadline a few days ago. Check it out about Giannis and him being possibly traded. I believe he should go to the Knicks. That would be great for them. Obviously can't happen this season. Probably won't get to the Knicks. There's a lot of machinations that would need to happen. That would need to happen in order to get him there, but could happen. You see KD and Hakeem working out. Look, there's no better person for someone who wants to learn post moves from than Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, my friend. Hakeem will teach you the dream shake, only the best post move in the history of the NBA, and he will show you how to do it. And Kevin Durant should have learned that post move a long time ago. Although shout out to Kevin Durant from our home area in the DMV there, Amul. Shout out to Kevin Durant coming there from our home area, and shout out to everybody in the DMV. Yeah, I mean, I bet that would be. I didn't see it, but maybe I'll have to catch that video. You got old man LeBron on here. Don't forget about him getting elected in. I forgot about him. Actually, I'm just a hater, so I skipped him on purpose. Anyways, back to the world. Luka Doncic, we'll talk about that. I'm about to rip that trade for an 18th time in just a second here. SGA, well-deserved. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic. I mean, what do you say about the Joker year in, year out? Joker. I said it with a Spanish accent. The Joker. The Joker, excuse me. That's hilarious. Jamal Murray, they're actually acting as a number 2 for once in his career. Let me not be a hater. Pascal Siakam, apparently a number 2, but not good enough as Jaylen Brown. That's why they suck still. But whatever. Deserving, because the world team, there's only so many players that are good enough to even be on that team. Karl Anthony Towns, and yes, the alien Victor Wembanyama said they're going to put up a fight. We will see. That being said, in honor of the All-Star game, the USA versus World format. I wanted to give y'all my USA versus World, so I picked 10 of the best legends from the United States and 10 of the best legends from around the world, and I have put them up, and you can see there's a little AI image I made to the right. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and act like it's not AI. You can see there's 2 Michael Jordans, 4 Michael Jordans, 1 Larry Bird. Apparently there's a Larry Bird next to a Luka on the world side. It don't matter. It's just to get my point across. I don't care. It looks awesome anyways, and it was done in 2 seconds. Anyways, my United States team, and you know what? Let me go ahead and put this on the board for y'all so y'all can see this here as well. But you obviously know you got to have MJ, only the greatest American basketball player of all time. Let me bring myself to the to a little bit, and actually that's fine. Where's that? Michael Jordan, obviously. Bill Russell, shout out. Oh, by the way, got me a Bill Russell jersey. I love eBay, by the way. I bought this jersey, $25. It's a brand new, authentic Bill Russell University of, you can see the tag, that's how brand new it is. University of San Francisco Dons jersey. Man, I love eBay. $25, 33 with shipping and tax. Brand new, authentic Bill Russell jersey. Let's go. I also got my Clemente that I got too, also only like $30. I'll show that in a second. But anyways, back to my teams here in just a second. So USA versus World teams. I also got Kareem up there. Obviously, you can't forget about Kareem. Most points in NBA history till he was recently passed by LeBron. Magic, you got to have Magic up there. There's no way you're not going to have a United States team without Magic. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put myself up there. Larry Bird. My favorite player of all time, Larry Bird. I love Larry Bird and can watch him play all day. He's on my team, obviously. Oscar Robertson, the Big O, not just because he has the nickname of what the ladies call me. Ha ha! Put it on the board. Omar. That's tremendous. I need to get a soundbite of that. Oscar Robertson, just the originator of the triple-double before Russell Westbrook came along. Shout out to Brody, though. UCLA again. All these UCLA legends popping up. You know, I am a UCLA Bruin. Where's my hat at? UCLA, clap, fight. LeBron James. I very much dislike LeBron James. I am a known LeBron hater, but I have to admit that he is the second greatest basketball player of all time. It just is a fact. I'm still a hater. Shaquille O'Neal, obviously you're going to have Shaq, one of the most dominant big men of all time. Steph Curry changed the game with his three-point shooting from the outside. And may he rest in peace. I don't like any Lakers, and I didn't like Kobe when he played. But Kobe Bryant is up there. He's got to be up there in the top 10. No, not top 5. I don't care what you say. My top 5 is going to always be and will forever never change from this. Michael Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Larry Bird, and Bill Russell. That will forever be my top 5. That will never change. Nobody matter who comes along. But Kobe Bryant is in my top 10. I would say, obviously, I only picked 10 damn players here, but that's my United States team in honor of the All-Star game this weekend. Am I yelling? Is it too loud? I feel like I'm yelling a little bit. I feel like I'm a little too excited after not being here for a few weeks with y'all, a couple weeks with y'all, and not being on a solo show for 3 months. Just feels the energy is maybe a little too much right now. Anyways, let me give you my world teams. Luka, we're going to talk about that trade in just a second. Luka Doncic. We just talked about the Dream, Hakeem, the Dream, Elijah Wan, Nikolai Jokic. Obviously, Joker's on there. I did it again with the Spanish accent. Joker is on there. Steve Nash, yes, he does belong on there. 3-time MVP, whether you agree with that or not, still deserves to be up there. Dirk, only the greatest German and where I was born, Frankfurt, Germany. Yes, I could be a German citizen. Shout out to Dirk. It's time to go home, baby, as he would say. SGA already on the all-time top 10 world all time, already there. Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously, Joel Embiid, and Wemby, Victor Wembanyama there as well. I got SGA there twice, my B, but he deserves to be after being the MVP last year anyways. But that is my world team. Yeah, again, the world team, obviously, because the NBA and the basketball in general is still trying to grow as a global game. It started here in America. It's mostly been in America until just recently, really broadening out and bringing in players. Hakeem being one of those first really, great players from overseas, and then starting to build up through your, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tony Parkers and Manu Ginobili's. If you're talking about the Spurs, Tim Duncan. I guess you could count Virgin Islands. I guess that's U.S. territory, but it could be the world too. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. You get the point. Not a lot of people who could be on the world. So that's why you see a lot of newer players, because a lot of world people coming up in the newer time now. So that's my USA versus the world in honor of the All-Star game. Let me get some more comments here. My bad, brother. Are there two Shaqs in that image? Oh, you know what? I thought that was Michael Jordan, but you know what? That might be a Shaq. That's great. Yes. There's two Shaqs. So we got Larry. Okay, so look in the back, it actually looks like a mix of Larry and Luca, which is hilarious. You've got what looks like Magic Johnson and maybe Dennis Rodman mix. I'm not sure. You also got Kareem there. Thank you for telling me I was yelling. I appreciate you. You seem to be the only one responding right now, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Kareem there in the back as well. I don't know who that is. It looks a little David Robinson-ish. And then, yeah, you've got two Shaqs. You've got a Shaq and Michael Jordan mix here. Atlas is killing the game. You are correct. I really appreciate, again, that they're with you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. It is good to be back. And then on the right side, you just see Luca, maybe a Yoel. There's a Nikolai in the middle. It looks like a Larry Bird on the world side. I think that was supposed to be Dirk, but that definitely does not look like Dirk. Actually looks like maybe Dave the Rapper, or maybe a little I don't know, maybe a little Macklemore there in the back. And who is that in the front on the world side next to the two Lucas, which is hilarious? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. That looks like a Rajon Rondo, to be completely. It could be Glenn Robinson. Is tremendous work. That's great. But anyways, appreciate you. It is good to be back. Sorry for yelling at y'all. I apologize, but yes, the Celtics logo, just tremendous. If y'all didn't see that, hit the rewind so y'all can go back and check out the Celtics logo that Atlas spit out. That was me. It was probably, that's a great point. Atlas has access to my images because I've given him some. Maybe he saw the long hair and now I've never worn ponytails because it's kind of pigtailish too. It wasn't just ponytails either. Let's go back and check out that image again, because it wasn't just pigtails. It was a ponytail too. I mean, they weren't just a ponytail, it was pigtails. Look at that. On the bottom left, it's two pigtails. Do they wear pigtails in Ireland? I wonder. Very, very important question that I need answered immediately. Anyways, don't worry about sending updates, brother. Oh, you're going to be there. Oh, yes, send me videos. I'll put them on the channel. If you can send me some updates from spring training, that would be tremendous. But also, I need to get you on. We're going to start the MLB show again here soon at the beginning. Probably the middle of March we'll start. Halfway through spring training. I want to come back and do that once or twice a month and get you on there, as well as some other of the brothers that we've had on there before. You are not at all, man. Every comment helps out in the algorithm, so I really appreciate you, because you're getting other people to watch by just commenting. So please continue derailing away, my friend. All right, that being said, let's get on to the next topic at hand. Trade deadline, a couple weird things here, and shout out to Amul, who is there in the DMV. The Wizards all-out tanking by trading for Anthony Davis. Yes, I said Anthony Davis, the one from the Luka Doncic trade, and Trae Young, who they're both sitting out right now and possibly for the rest of the season so they can get a good draft pick. Their GM came out and said it. But anyways, James Harden also traded to the Cavaliers. Cavaliers looking for that second scoring option so they can really try to get themselves back up in the race and get to this championship that they've so sorely missed out on with these good teams the past few years. But what I really want to talk about is the Anthony Davis trade. This is ridiculous. I have much lamented and much ripped and much tore down this stupid as shit Luka Doncic trade. Now I know it was all a conspiracy theory, all a conspiracy by the NBA. Now I know it was not a theory. This was the NBA coming back in the ghost of David Stern, sending Tim Duncan to the Spurs instead of my Celtics, sending the Knicks Patrick Ewing. In that vein, that is what happened when they sent Luka so the Lakers could have a face after LeBron, and it's just shameless that the Mavs fans, even though they did get Cooper Flag out of it, got screwed out of the deal because, I mean, I would much rather have Luka at least for the next few years, especially because you were that close to a title when you lost to my Celtics. I don't understand what you're doing now. Oh my God, you trade for AD. Oh, we're going to have this defensive team. And we're going to have Kyrie, who never came back, by the way, and is injured again, by the way. And you put all your hopes, which, by the way, is why Nico Harrison, his ass is goodbye. Goodbye. His ass is gone. Let me give you a little gangsters from New York.
Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is a golem?
Some monster, Frankenstein.
Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck is a golem is right. Nico Harrison is a golem. Get out of here. What is that? He's the troll from the Lord of the Rings. You trade your best player. Get out of here, bro. I'm still mad about it. Still mad about it. Anyways, to try to rectify their sins, they traded away they traded away AD. And for nothing, for a pound of pancakes. I get they got some draft picks. Great. You got Cooper Flag, I guess. That's the best part of this. I don't know. If I'm a Mavs fan, I'm still pissed. But somehow, some way, they're still going out to games and actually supporting the team. I didn't want to yell as much as I was before. That's why I didn't get as mad as I was going to. But screw Nico Harrison and screw the Mavericks organization. I would still be pissed for that. Luckily enough, again, they got Cooper Flag. Moving on, some baseball talk. Hall of Fame was announced while I was gone. Shout out to the Puerto Rican, Boricua, Carlos Beltran, and New York Met, which, by the way, he is going in as a New York Metropolitan. Shout out to Carlos Beltran, Hall of Famer. Joined by another center fielder, Andrew Jones, going into the Hall. I did not like Andrew Jones, obviously being a Brave, but it was cool. And then finally, Jeff Kent, another former Met, but going in as a Giant, who he played with Barry Bonds during that time. Also, in other news, Tarek Skubal setting arbitration record $32 million. There's going to be some real tension there between the MLB and that one because they tried to lowball him by like $16 million. It was wild. As well, the World Baseball Classic, another thing that's going to piss me off. Shout out to Roberto Clemente. I get my Roberto Clemente jersey that I also got for $35 on eBay. Shout out to hey, hold up now. Pictures flying. Caguas Cerillos. There. I'm actually bought that as a present. I shouldn't have showed that, but it is what it is. I'm over here knocking pictures down. Jeez Louise, get my life together. I don't know what's happening over here. Anyways, damn, now I gotta nail those back up to the wall. I'm over here making a mess, y'all. I have no clue what's happening. Anyways, I wanted to show that jersey for a reason. I am boycotting for the Puerto Rican World Baseball Classic team. They will not insure people like Francisco Lindor and other people for injuries because of, I understand pre-existing conditions, but look, these are the greatest players in the world. Edwin Diaz, I get it. He was injured a few years ago. I'm still pissed about it. Our season was ruined. But that doesn't mean you take insurance away from players. The league, these organizations, the World Baseball Classic in general is making buku bucks off of this tournament. Insure the players so the best can play, because now Puerto Rico is running a bunch of, as we would consider, Joe Johns and Jimmy Joe bodies out there for the most part, because 4/5 of their pitching staff can't even get insured. So what's the point? And this might be our last chance ever. Let me get myself on the big screen for this one. This may be the last chance ever Puerto Rico has for a World Baseball Classic, because unfortunately our baseball talent pool is diminishing, probably for other things that I'll talk about in just a second in terms of what they need in terms of resources. But anyways, so that being said, let's move it on. You got to talk about the Whiz Kids. Hey, they're tanking. The GM came out and said they wanted a draft pick, so we'll see what happens there. Thank you. Yes, please send videos. I really appreciate that. I'll put them on the channel. My correspondent, Amul, my baseball correspondent. I would have gone off a little more, but I felt like I was yelling too much, and I felt like that really would have brought up my blood pressure. And I'm about to go on with Audible Sports in a few minutes, and they're calm brothers, so I need to bring it down. Y'all subscribe to Audible Sports. I'll be on there in just a few, gentlemen. Need to start a new segment called What's Been Pissing Me Off Lately. You know what? When I first started my podcast, I'm going to bring it back because I was thinking about that. And now that you said that, I'm definitely now that confirms it, because I was already thinking about it. I used to have one. It was like a Peter Griffin type of What Grinds My Gears. I can't remember what I called it. It was similar to What Grinds My Gears, but it wasn't a ripoff, obviously, of that. It was something else. What irritates my nerves, no, it wasn't that. I don't remember what it was, but I used to have a segment on that. I'm bringing that back. Thank you. I am definitely bringing that back. All right, let's move it on, because I only got a few minutes before I got to go to the other show. Quickly here, let's give you your rankings. In the NCAA, March Madness is coming up in just a couple weeks. On the men's side there on the left, you see you got the Arizona Wildcats #1. Clutch B, shout out my brother, has his Michigan Wolverines at #2. The Yukon Huskies at #3. On the men's side, Duke #4. Illinois #5. Shout out to my where I taught at, where I used to teach at, taught at. Apparently, I don't know how to teach nothing but grammar. You know what? Let me give up. I'm tired. Vanderbilt there at #15. Move to your right side, the AP Top 25 Women's. Yukon Huskies at #1. My UCLA Lady Bruins at #2. UCLA 8-clap. Fight. Let's go, Lauren Betts and the rest of the crew out there. South Carolina Gamecocks, led by Don Staley at #3. Texas Madison. I'm about to mess her up with Blakely here, and shoot. Oh, I'm mixing her up with the Michaela Blakely here in Vanderbilt. Anyways, shout out to Texas and Vanderbilt. I just talked about with the freshman phenom. Michaela, I think it's Blakely. I really need to get that name correct, because I should definitely be interviewing her soon. I need to get her in an interview. If anybody knows her and wants to connect me with the rookie phenom freshman from Vanderbilt on the ladies' side, I believe it's Michaela Blakes or Michaela Blakely. I believe I don't know her last name completely. Sorry for the disrespect. I apologize. Yes, shout out to VCU, your former alma mater. VCU. Where's VCU? VCU ain't on there. That's Vanderbilt, fool. That ain't VCU. Oh, you said 17. That's TCU. That's Texas Christian. That ain't VCU. VCU ain't good enough to be on here right now. If you're talking about Virginia, University of Virginia, yeah, we got them at 18. Come on, buddy. I need you to get some better glasses. Oh, by the way, if you haven't been checking out Unrivaled Women's Basketball going on right now while the WNBA is off, they are having a one-on-one tournament going on right now, started yesterday. It is pretty cool to watch these best women basketball players in the world go at it one-on-one. They definitely need to institute this in the NBA. I did my bracket, and I picked Aaliyah Edwards to beat Paige Beckers. You got to have a combination of post and shooting skills in this type of one-on-one tournament. But shout out to the ladies in Unrivaled. And what about shout out to WNBA? We don't know. The WNBA sent back not a much better proposal than they had before. So sides are still apart as we are 3 months away from the season, still no labor agreement. We don't know if there's going to be a strike or not, but just giving them a few more benefits in terms of paternity leave and free NBA League Pass. They should already have free NBA League Pass. What the hell is that, WNBA? This is sad. Break your players off more of the revenue that you're getting. Hands down, nothing needs more to be said. You need to raise that percentage, or it's just a non-starter, and you're going to have a strike on your hands. And leagues like Unrivaled, leagues like Athletes Unlimited, shout out to them. They are here in Nashville right now for the month playing. I'm going to go catch a game on the 18th, so shout out to them. Or not the 18th, the weekend of the next weekend. Anyways, so you're going to get beat by these teams, these leagues eventually if you don't do something about it, WNBA. You need to come to an agreement, and you need to give your players what they deserve. Yeah, you wanted to. Yeah, I bet you did want them to be ranked. Too bad they're not. Too bad they're not that good right now, buddy. But anyways, all right, moving on. Because I do have to get out of here. I know they're expecting me on the Audible Sports podcast, but I did want to do just a couple more stories here. First of all, just a little mixed bag for you. Look, man, there's some things going on at the Olympics. I never support the Olympic organization because I think it's one of the most corrupt ever, but I do love the actual Olympics, the sports themselves and the athletes. And I talked about Lindsey Vonn earlier. And I get the non-protesting at the Olympics. You want to keep it copacetic. You want to keep the vibe neutral. I get it. So I get suspending people for not political, but protesting, maybe, whatever, statements for their countries, whatever, that you want to keep things neutral. I get it. But to suspend a guy for not wearing a helmet for 1 minute down the track, but allowing him to wear it the rest of the time walking around makes absolutely completely no damn sense whatsoever. You either tell him he can't wear it at all, or don't worry about the minute. What? Just because he's going to be on the TV cameras? He could be on the TV cameras anywhere else. He could be in this world of social media, baby. You are on the camera at the Olympics all the time. So get the hell out of here with that. But anyways, another story. I do need to get another grind my gears segment, Amul. You're completely right. But another thing about this, look, man, shout out to honesty. I love people being honest. I think you should be honest. It's easier because you just don't have to continue on with a lie that you told. But there's some things you should probably just keep out of the eye of the public. And this was something that was not done here. Norwegian Olympian Sturla Holm Lagriad, and I don't know if I said that right because I don't know how to say those names. Shout out to him for winning a medal, a bronze medal in the biathlon to be exact. Then in his follow-up interview after coming in third place, he doesn't support his team. He doesn't support a fallen comrade that lost their lives, not in Olympic competition, but that also competes in the biathlon. No. He decides to go on on global television and say that he met the love of his life, the most beautiful, greatest person ever 6 months ago. And then 3 months later, he cheated on her. Sir, do I need to use this again? Why don't you get the fuck out of here?
Come on, get the fuck out of here. Stop wasting my time.
I'll get the fuck out of here.
Wasting my time. Are you kidding me? Bro, first of all, why are you coming on global television and admitting your infidelities to the world? First of all, if you were trying to get her back, which is what he said he was trying to do, girls do not like when you do that shit. When you tell their business trying to get them back. Like, this is one of those old, 90s movies where you, bring the boombox to, I'll stand outside her window and shit. Girls do not like it. All right? Take it from somebody who's done something like that before. I've driven to find a girl and tell her how much it doesn't never work, right? They just get pissed off that you followed them somewhere. It's not like that. That sounds really bad. That's not how that. Let me just move on. That's not how that. That is not how that sounded very stalkerish, and that is not how that happened. But anyways, just don't do it. But then, what do you mean? 6 months ago, And then 3 months later, so she was the love of your life, the most beautiful person in the world. You loved her so much, this, that, and the third. And you cheated on her only 3 months after you met her? Only 3 months after you met her. That's wild. That's wild, sir. Obviously, you did not love her, because you don't love someone for 3 months and then cheat on them. That don't make no doubt. Now, look, I'm not going to say I understand cheating, okay? Because I'm not in relationships for that reason, because I want to be able to do whatever I need to do and not be worried about a certain person. Now I'm hoping that I'd settle down at some point, but that's why in the past. But to not only have that happen, 3 months, you love her so much that you cheated on her 3 months after you met her. That's crazy, bro. You didn't love her. You didn't love her. And she's not the most beautiful person ever. Don't lie on that either. There's 2 reasons people cheat, y'all. Either because, the person was really hot or seductive at the point of time. This is usually when when they're out at like a nightclub or something, you see some hot guy or girl that you like and something happens, or you just fed up and upset with your current partner and you want something different. That's how the only 2 reasons, the majority of 2 reasons. There's probably others, but that's the 2 main reasons. Okay, come on now. And so obviously you didn't love her. Obviously she wasn't the most beautiful person ever, because if she was the most beautiful person ever, you eliminate one reason. And if you love her so much, you eliminate the other damn reason. You knew I would bring this up. You knew I would bring this up. And now I'm making myself late to the other show. I apologize, Bobby G. Omar. I'll be there in 1 second. Just keep it moving, yo. That's crazy. And the girl came out and said, I didn't like that. And he didn't say her name. So it's not he put her government out there. But at the same time, bro, of course she wasn't going to like that. Now, again, you didn't say her name. So you may still be able to get her back. But if you loved her and you thought she was that beautiful, you would have never cheated on her in the first place. Let's just get that fact out of the way. A couple more things before we get out of here. And I got to go to Audible Sports to talk a little NFL. Prayers for the Guthries and the Vanderbeeks. Nothing more needs to be said here. Savannah Guthrie, who is she's a compatriot of mine, a colleague of mine as a journalist and as a news reporter. So, as a brother and sisterhood, we have to support each other. Prayers up to her. I cannot imagine losing my mom being taken from the house. I mean, my mom, I love her so much. I talked to her. I couldn't imagine. So prayers up that they find her soon. And then also for the Vanderbeek family. Look, James Vanderbeek, if anybody knows me well, they know that Dawson's Creek is one of my top shows of all time. I love Dawson's Creek. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. I don't care if you want it's too white of a show or you're too girly of a show or whatever. I don't care. It was a great show. I loved it. And it was a show that kept me and a lot of my friends together. And just, it was look, Pacey, Joey, the whole crew. Dawson, obviously. Look, Michelle Williams, Jen, loved it. And as one of my favorite shows of all time, it is sad to lose James Vanderbeek at such a young age. Please, please, please go get your colon checked, man or woman. Please go get it checked. You don't even have to. There's now it's so easy. You just kind of just give a sample. You don't even have to go get the whole finger in the culo kind of thing. Let me say it in Spanish so I don't get in trouble. So just do it. Get it done. Especially if you're over 40 now, you should be getting it done. I've checked mine already. Good to go. I'll check it again every 5-10 years, but definitely go get it checked out, everybody, not just Olympic athletes. That's what I said too. So RIP, prayers up for both of them. And prayers for the victims of the Epstein files. Please, 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 please release the Epstein files. 77% of Americans think that the Trump administration has handled it horribly, and they have. The victims of the Epstein files need their recompense. They need the people that did them wrong to go to jail. We need to have this solved. Please, please, please release the Epstein files. I am begging you here. Omar the Professor Fonseca. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube. Hit that like button whether watching now or on the replay. And I had a couple things to say about Bad Bunny. And I also had a couple things to say. You know what? I'll be right there. Let me finish this off real quick, y'all. Let me just finish this off real quick. I got to say what I got to say about Bad Bunny real quick. Mi gente. Look, y'all, he didn't have the greatest, you know what? No, I don't have time for this. It's already 5 minutes past. And I'm going to go way too much into that. I'm coming on. I'm going to do a whole segment on the Bad Bunny Super Bowl. I'm also going to talk about the Super Bowl commercials and halftime shows in general, but I don't want to leave my boys waiting. So until next time, Professor Semanalmente, I am Omar, the Professor Fonseca. Subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLAND BUDS on YouTube. Follow on Instagram. Hit that like button whether watching now or on the replay. And please as well, go subscribe at Audible Sports on YouTube. Audible Sports with Bobby G and Wildcard Mar. Go there now, and you will find me there talking the Super Bowl and other sports. We will see you next time. Salute and thank you to everybody who tuned in. Holla. 5,000.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair faking foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated folk.
Balls and buds by my side, the crowd's all here. Jabs and hooks, rhythm like a thunderstorm. Knockout vibes, this is how legends are born. Gloves up, fight hard, hearts on fire. Balls and buds, we take it higher. Hear the crowd roar. Balls and buds run this town. Raise a fist, hear the anthem ignite. Rock Chalk family. We settle the score.